Let's have a beautiful experience. In this video, we're going to be talking about sex transmutation. Sexual energy, masculine and feminine. It's a beautiful thing. You gotta love it. Alright, before we get started here, please do me a huge favor. Please ring the bell. Of course, follow me on my social media. Subscribe to the channel. And I go by, Jesus_Detroit on my Instagram, Snapchat, I'm Young Dago. And yeah, this video, I really want to do some diving deep on a subject that has a whole bunch of different condensations and contexts. It's just all over the place. Sexual transmutation, what is it? Your sexual energy. Energy is always just looked at as masculine or feminine. To me, you got to put a label on it. I mean, it's just like saying yin and yang, to each their own. Now, you got people out there that do these movements where they don't, I guess they call it FAPPING, which, to me, masturbation, jerking off. A lot of guys, they find when they don't do this, they have time to, put more energy into like their business, more into their studies, more into just becoming the best version of what they got to do at that particular moment, instead of wasting time on pornographic masturbation and a whole bunch of things of that nature. And I'm not to say that isn't a good idea for you. Now, the only thing that I tend to disagree with this whole no fapping whatever, it's like, it's like use it or lose it is the way I'm looking at it. I feel like a lot of guys, you're not in touch with your bodies as it is. And society makes you feel bad for, having a piece of meat swinging between the knees or wherever you're at. And you should be more comfortable on what you got down there. You shouldn't be looking like you're in some fish tank, like, I don't know what this is, nothing's going on down there, and almost felt like Bewitched for a second, but, or I Dream of Jeannie, sorry. It's been a minute since I've seen all those old school movies, growing up, or TV shows. But be as it may, what we're talking about here is, your sexual energy and how people, you stop with the masturbation and they get great results. But I find that if you're gonna, you should still be utilizing masturbation. And this is why I call it masturbation for manifestation. You're not just jerking off for no reason, and I'm not to say that you can't use porn or whatever gets you, aroused to the state of, being as hard as you possibly can. Because what I'm all about is, making your penis bigger, thicker, wider, longer, stronger, and harder. That's it's one of my main goals here. It is to help you with that. And, I'm a coach and I do Skype sessions, of course, getting the BCC, the Big Cock Collective, the Big Cock Consciousness, and I can definitely help you out. But what we're talking here, a lot of guys, they do this, they stop jerking off, and to me that is counterproductive if you're trying to make that particular area, huge, make it grow and throb between your pecs and just be the biggest, best version that you can be, and that's what I'm all about here. So I recommend that instead of ejaculating is the real message out of this whole thing, the whole no FAP sex transmutation. It's taking your ejaculation and utilizing it within. And some people might not believe that you can do that. Some people don't see the benefits, but I know what I've been utilizing, and I follow Tao beliefs and guys such as Mantak Chi. And he's a guy from he's from the East, he's from Asia. He has a huge practice on it where, this goes back like 4,800 years or something. And it's about utilizing your sexual, your orgasm, your ejaculation, and bringing it up into your body to heal your body. Because sexual energy is, it's a beautiful thing if you utilize it correctly. And what I do with it is, I bring it into my muscles, I bring it into my, my piece down there to make it bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger. And I bring it into, any area that might have, they could be improved. If you have like any type of cold or something, like sore throat, bring that sexual energy right up, and it's going to help you out. Now, some people look at, some people really get black and white on this whole sexual transmutation. They got that book, Think and Grow Rich, and people want to just, like spend all this masculine sexual energy on going out there and just going after the world or whatever. I've seen this beautiful YouTuber, this Elliot guy, and he really got into like the masculine, feminine part, and to each their own. I mean, they're, at the end of the day, all truths are true. You got to find you. That's my main message here. He goes out there. He goes, when I'm going out into the world, like, look at me. I'm like this. When I'm at home, I'm like this. And it's just like, all right. Like you go out there, you're a go-getter. We get it. Body language is a huge part of, I guess, activating your energy, but I don't think that it's necessary to, be, a super alpha macho type of guy, and I feel that a lot of people, have a misunderstanding that people have masculine, feminine, and we're just labeling things, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because if you think about it, you got people that, we'll say a businessman, for instance, go out there and like, you're just a go-getter, you're just pounding the world, you're doing your thing, and then when you go home, you're submissive, like, it's what he says. He goes home, it's my wife's home. Women, they don't, they can't sleep with dirty socks on the ground, and, and I'm like, dude, not for nothing. I mean, there's a lot of women out there that sleep in laundry baskets pretty much. I mean, have you been in some girls' cars? You know what I mean? To say that this is masculine or feminine or somebody's any more dirty, like hygiene has nothing to do with being masculine or feminine, and just like wanting to be romanced has nothing to do with being masculine or feminine. So at the end of the day, whether you're somebody that, like wants to be worshipped or wants to, bow down to his goddess before him, that has nothing to do with how you go out into the world. It has nothing to do with if you're, like you're just your take on life. Because sexual fetishes and a whole bunch of, I go deep into that. I got videos where I really talk about sexual shadow work. But anyways, your sexual being and your sexual desires has nothing to do with how you go out into the world. It has to do with what you do behind closed doors. And there could be a guy that's Mr. Business, Mr. Macho, and then when he goes home, he's a cuckold, and that's when somebody basically, he gets like completely dominated, and he might even hire somebody, to come in there and, have sex with his partner and just make fun of him and say that he's worthless. And that, could be, like I said, diving deep into the shadows, or something that people just feel they need to help balance out their chi. Because at the end of the day, that's what the sexual energy really is. It's your chi. It's who you are. It's what makes you, it's what makes you a beautiful person. It's what charges you up to go out into the world and charges you up any moment that you're breathing and just, being, so regardless of what you're doing with it, it's the awareness of what it really is. So, you can have people that will say that, I give myself to my partner, I give myself to this, and, I feel that there's guys, of all walks of life that want to feel like they want to be worshipped, they want to be romanced, and they can still be a masculine, macho, go-getting type of guy. It doesn't, like, to put a label on it like, oh yeah, okay, you're going out there and to be like a true, like, alpha go-getter. You go out there and you're macho to the world, and then you're submissive to your wife, and it's her house and everything with that. I tend not to agree with. I mean, I feel that there's people that want to be, worshipped, and there's people that want to be and do the worshiping. And whatever side of the, the fence that you're on with that, to me, it's a beautiful, mix when you're able to get that balance. When you bring your worshipy to the one that wants to be worshipped, that's a beautiful, that's what you want. So regardless of how macho that you are, how, you go out into the world and carry yourself, I mean, that has nothing to do with, finding that partner that's going to deliver the best result for you. So, just going into what it really is, and to really think that this is any more masculine or feminine. You know, I mean, like I said, you got yin and yang. There's going to always be that go-getter. You know, you want to use that, you know, use that energy to really just go out there and just be your best. And I find that, you know, when I go out there and, you know, what I do, like from charging my chi, you know, with my masturbation for manifestation, I'm able to definitely just get better results when I go to the gym, when I just go out into the world instead of ejaculating every day. Because when you like waste that seed just on, you know, just everyday release, you know, to me that's counterproductive into wanting to, you know, just have the best balance of, you know, chi energy. And that's why, you know, Mantak's got that, Mantak Chi's got that, the chart where he talks about, you know, you want to hold your loads for like in your 20s every 4 days, 30s it's 6 days, and then like by the time you're 60 it's like once a month. I always preach this, man. He's from Asia. They tend to do things twice as hard as the guys over here in the West. So chop that in half. You know, wait every couple of days to, you know, release a load. And I don't think that all loads are created equal. I mean, how are you going to say that, you know, a maintenance release or just a whatever type of, you know, it could have been like a slip or whatever, you know, and how can you say that that's your only load for the next 2 days? That's not the way I believe it. I find that unless it's, you know, an earthquake and body shaking, just, yeah, just explosion of love, like, you know, I find that you don't need to charge it as much. But if you are really just getting that primal, just extreme release, I just, you know, I definitely believe that you should charge it up for, you know, till it feels right, basically. And, you know, just because you ejaculate doesn't mean that you can't charge it the next day. I mean, you know, you get it out of you, and then you charge it back up, you see where you're at, and, you know, this is where I would say just keep charging it, man, because that's really what it comes down to. You know, I talk about edging and Kegels and all these, you know, beautiful exercises that I can definitely help you with along the way. And when you're talking about, you know, edging, it's more or less about, you know, not only being aroused, it's about the hardness and about where you're at with your, you know, ejaculation, like where, you know, what's going on in the sperm tanks down there, you know what I mean? So it's about, you know, first getting yourself aroused to get it up, and then it's about keeping it throbbing, really just paying attention to the hardness of it all, you know what I mean? And that is where growth occurs. That's where you can do super edging and pull on the top and really just, you know, make it as big as we can. And you know where your load level is. If your load level is down here and you're throbbing, you know, it's not going to be as much of the volcanic eruption that you want to have. It's just going to be like, you know, oh, whatever, just a little bit of gravy. You know, just a little, you know, it ain't going to be the explosion that, you know, the chi belief Mantak Chi is talking about, where you could actually take that load and throw it up through your body, or just, you know, procreate with it or whatever. And what I'm saying is, you take that, what you want to do is you want to charge your load to the maximum level. And when you do that, like, you're going to have to, it's going to take time in the beginning where you might not be able to, you know, balance it out and ride that lightning. But when you're able to understand where your load level is and where you can get it right up to here where you got maximum pressure right before you're going to release, you back that off and you send it up into your body, or you ejaculate it into the world or partner or wherever you want to put it. And, you know, like I say, man, I always talk about never wasting, don't waste your seed. I find that you're pretty much carrying around stem cells, and you're, you know, you got the life-giving fertilizer that you're carrying around with you at all time. And a lot of guys take this for granted. They don't understand what they got, and there's just a whole lot of beautiful nutrients and nutraceuticals, and, you know, zinc, and it's, you know, beautiful for your hair. It's great for your skin, and of course, it's beautiful for your muscles and making your penis bigger. You know, it's about, you know, filling your body with the right nutrients. And, like, you don't want to waste that seed on somebody that doesn't want it anyways. You know, like I say, man, if I got a partner that's not interested, it's like, hold back. If I'm going, I'm blasting it right in my mouth. And that's where I'm at with it. I don't waste any of my loads. I feel my loads are valuable. And, you know, teach their own about what they want to do with their own, with their own seed, and there's no right or wrong way. I mean, you can look up a whole bunch of beliefs that go back to the beginning of time, and they're going to show you that this is actually something that's quite, intriguing nonetheless, and valid information. But you got to do what you got to do to be your best. So that's really what what this all comes down to. I mean, is there any right or wrong answer? Is this any more masculine or feminine? Is this, what are you going to do with the energy? Bottom line is, what I believe is, charging your chi is definitely the way you got to be. Instead of just going out there and, ignoring that you got your guy down there, I find that is counterproductive into the way of anything that you want to do, whether even if you want to be a business person, or just be the head guy in the office or whatever. Like, why are you gonna not charge up your guy down there? Like, you're gonna totally avoid that, and then when it's time to go, get into what you got to do with a partner, then it's like, your guy down there is like, you haven't been giving me attention for months. You've been worried about whatever, saving the planet, and you haven't been taking care of your own world down here. So it's like, you definitely got to take that into consideration, man. You got to really be in touch with your body, man. That's what this all comes down to. You got to be, believing in you and playing with yourself. It might sound something that you don't want to do, but at the end of the day, to each their own. And I find that if you want to be your best, you got to know what you are, feel what you are, understand we're from the stars, and just, it's a beautiful thing, man. So there's definitely going to be a whole bunch of more information that I'd like to get into. I got some, crazy fetishes and a whole bunch of videos that I'm going to definitely be sharing with you along the way. And I just wanted to kind of just clear up with this. I got, inspired from watching this transmutation video and just hearing about how things are masculine and feminine. It's just that I feel like it's all who you are and how you perceive it, man. Like, if you're somebody that's got to look at it from a macho perspective, or you got to look at it from, this a whatever perspective, it's just your own, man. So there's no right or wrong way. It's just about finding your way, and that's really what I want that's really what I want to say and preach to you guys. And find what works for you, man, because it doesn't matter at the end of it all, man. This could all just be a big simulation anyways, and who knows what this moment is. I mean, we could be shifting through parallel realities. The world could have been gone. We could be in a computer program within another program within another program, and somebody else's who knows. We could be in somebody's phone right now. We can get real deep in 5G and all the scanners, and I'm not to say what really is. Is the world flat? Is it round? I just think whatever you believe is as real as you want it to be. And one of the things that I like to say is, we might all live on the same planet, but we're all from different worlds. And what you got inside your own world here is going to make you your best. Fill it with love. Fill it with just, positivity. And it's definitely going to reflect, because as they say, the universe is a mirror. And if you want beautiful things to appear, you put beautiful things in here. And I really believe that, you could be your best. And I intend on you guys to just love yourselves more, get in touch with yourself more, and, make yourself the best you can be. Make yourself grow. You want to be huge. Let's be huge together. Get in the big cock consciousness, the big cock collective, man. Get out there and, really believe in who you are. And, yeah, man, that's what I do here. I'm a spiritual coach. I'm a mentor. And make sure you guys get at me. Leave some comment down below. I'm sure there's a whole bunch of it's a big subject, man, and there's a whole bunch of ways to perceive this. Put down how you perceive it. I really want to see where people are coming from, and if there's at least something that we can get out of this, so we can at least entertain each other and figure out what really makes one another tick, and help the collective along the way about valid information and things that we can actually correlate with, and just this works for me, this doesn't work for you, and find out how we can be the best. So with that, I want to just say that I love you guys. You guys are beautiful. Make sure you guys follow me on my social media, ring the bell, subscribe to the channel. Gonna have a whole lot of, you know, more beautiful experiences to come. We're gonna find out a whole bunch of things about each other. We're gonna help the universe and make the world a better place. I love you guys. See you around. You're beautiful. Peace.